Welcome back to CGDsports.net. Dave Stein along with Jake Johnson, and we are live from the Iowa High School Athletic Association State Wrestling Championships, getting ready for the semifinals and fifth round consolations, which we have four wrestlers still in the hunt for placement on the podium, I should say, because at this point they are on the podium, but it's just where they're going to be. We're still up in the air on, which that's a good thing, I guess, good place to be. We will have that for you. But, let's talk about real quick. I'll hit over sponsors, and then Jake, we're going to talk about the 10 that came down, the 6 that aren't in the tournament anymore, and kind of where they their trip through while we're waiting for Colin Sesker, which will be our he'll be our only consolation match.
Now they are they're getting awful close
to
the lightweights in Class 2A.
So
we've already started consolations in Class 2A out on the outer. We're still at 8 mats.
Yep.
The 4 in the middle are the championship side to determine. This is what they call the blood round, and this will determine who's going to the finals tomorrow evening.
Now, I did catch an interview that was done earlier with Coach Beeman from Humboldt, and he was talking about he thinks that we need to do a little fine tuning, a little tweaking on the schedule because with weigh-ins and the way everything kind of falls in place, there's a lot of standing around, sitting around. It's maybe there needs to be a little bit tightening up of the schedule, which I'm not opposed to that at all. I think that'd probably be a good idea.
Yeah, it's been a crazy day, an extremely long day for what mat time as far as what we've seen.
Exactly. So real quick, let's thank our postseason broadcast sponsors to start things off with. And Allison Linehan, also Amy Bonson, Beth Jackson, Beth Ott, Denise Morgan, Jill Campbell, Judy Kirstein, Judy Thompson-Weir, Kyle Frink, Nancy Jacobs, Sarah Hansen, The Brew, and Tom and Dawn Butler. They are our postseason broadcast sponsors. We also want to thank Sports Graphics, Out of My Mind Designs, Meyer Ag Services, Farm Bureau Financial Services with Brad and Jen Traub, Midwest Warehouse Solutions, Tim and Brandy Henniger, as well as First Bank, Uniquely Chic Inspirations with Crystal Engstrom, Fuel, North Iowa Real Estate, Rod Brooks, Bob Powers, also First Citizens Bank, Higgy Manufacturing, Wright County Insurance, Andrew and Katie Odland, Gold Real Estate LLC, Jason Boyd, Paradigm Benefits with Bob Powers and Rod Brooks, Prairie Energy Cooperative, and Reed and Brittany Redenius, all of our elite sponsors that we've had with us throughout the entire wrestling season and basketball seasons as well. Speaking of basketball, congratulations to the Cowboys on their big win last night. They'll be continuing on in postseason play. That will be coming up, I believe it's on the 24th is their next matchup. So, pretty exciting stuff there. We have right now they are still working on the semifinals in 1A, and we did come down with 10 wrestlers. We started off with 10, and we finished yesterday with 9 still in the hunt. And then today was kind of rough for some of the
trying to get it Team score update for you, Dave. Best I have right now is leading would be Decorah with 80 points. Second place, and they have 1 in the championship side, 6 in the consolation. Second place would be Independence, Iowa with 79, just 1 point behind. 2 on the championship side, 3 in the consolations. Third place would be Eddyville, Blakesburg, Fremont, 73.5 points. 4 in the the championship side and 2 in the consolation. And then in fourth place would be Clarion Goldfield Dows, just 1 point behind that at 72.5. 3 in the championship, 1 in the consolation, which we'll be seeing shortly. Sesker will be up in the consolation side, and then in the center formats where we'll see the championship side with the 2 Pex Pond boys and also JT.
Yeah, JT Kelso will be there as well.
Heavyweight. Now the reason the 2A consolations are going so much quicker, they basically are just, as soon as first available mat is open, they just keep on rolling. Whereas the championship side, they've been taking a few little breaks here and there along throughout the competition tonight.
Yeah, they're going to be taking a 2-minute break on that, as a matter of fact, here in just a moment. But
and with that said, tonight what we're seeing is we still have 8 mats. We're going through 1A right now, and the 2A consolations are just started with the lighter weights, and then it'll go into the Class 3A after we're completed. And again, the blood round is going on right now with 1A to determine who's going to go into the championships tomorrow night.
Reminder, Class 3A wrestlers in the consolation round, we'll bring you in right after the 2As. We'll keep the consolation matches going. 3A consolation wrestlers, be ready to roll.
All right, so there we go. So 3A will be rolling right into out of after 2A is done, but we only have 1 on the consolation side right now, and that is Colin Sesker. Boy, he had a great match earlier on.
Yes, he did. He looked very solid.
And he was a wrestler with a serious purpose. As soon as he hit the mat, the edge of the mat, you could just tell that he was going to throw everything he had out there. He even brought a kitchen sink under his arm. It was I mean, I heard that saying before, but I've never really seen it, so it was kind of interesting. But
Sesker, since we're on him, I'll kind of give a little bit of an update how he got to where he's at. Came in first round yesterday, had a bye right off the get-go as the number 6 seed, which then put him up against Franklin from Alburnett, whom he had a decision over by a score of 7-3. The next match that Sesker had was in the quarterfinals here today, where Sesker went up against Weber from West Delaware and came out on the short end there. That Weber was pretty solid individual, upending Sesker for the Cowboys by a score of 12-2, which dropped him to the backside of the bracket. Got a little sidetracked. I saw Wibholm. That Wibholm name's got me 2 or 3 times now.
It's a I don't know if it's a relative. It could be.
I don't know too many.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so that dropped him back to the consolations, excuse me, where Sesker was up against Sneathen from, I believe it's Harlan.
Yes, Harlan Community.
Harlan Community. He came out with a real quick takedown, and I believe, did he end up getting a fall?
He did. He ended up getting a fall, yes.
First period fall. And that kind of brings us to where we're at right now. Sesker's going to be up against Franklin, the number 11 seed. Again, Colin Sesker for the Cowboys on the consolation side, hoping to punch his way through and continue to wrestle both tonight and through the day tomorrow to come back for a third place finish. That's the goal. Again, he's up against Franklin from Alburnett, and we're creeping up on that. We've got
should be getting close.
126 pounders out on the mat now, from what I can see. 120, 126. So again, it won't be too long, so keep tuned in here for Sesker. And then shortly thereafter, we'll be rolling right into Class 2A championship side, which again will have the Pexpong. I want to say the Pexpong twins. They wrestle so identical; it's amazing.
They do. If it wasn't for that year apart thing, that is a long time for Well, who was born first? Well, I was.
Yes.
And then a year later.
Now we'll and right now is another example where on the championship there's 4 mats in the center, with again 2 consolations on either end of the arena. Casey's Center, I guess, would be is that the proper terminology?
Yeah, the place that doesn't have their own coffee or donuts, which is they're known for at their stores. But anyway, and I had somebody actually respond to me on that. And they said, "Are you serious? They don't have?" I said, "No, you can't get a cup of coffee. Well, you can get a cup of coffee, but it's not theirs.
Cup of coffee, and there's no Casey's logo. There's no Casey's Pizza here, and I was told it's supposed to be Casey's breakfast pizza everywhere you can.
Now
shake a stick.
There's pizza. They've got like 3 or 4 locations for pizza, but not breakfast pizza. And I was actually kind of thinking, a warm piece of breakfast pizza sounded good this morning, considering." And no, did not happen. But so let's go ahead, since we have a little bit of time, though. Let's talk. Let's start with 106 pounds with Cole Whipholm. He came down here as one of the 10 after winning his district, being a district champion as a sophomore. Had a good showing here at the tournament. And I'll kind of let you walk through it there, Jake, because you've got the bracket right there.
Well, I'll do my best. Whipholm, he came in as a number 7 seed. So yesterday he did have a first-round bye. And in match number 2, he ran into a real challenge, a kid from Glenwood. It'd be Cochran, came out on the top end of that deal. 20-6 was the final. So that bumped Whipholm to the back side of the bracket, bringing us into today. If I can bring up that bracket, that would be nice. Whipholm on the backside, the consolation side here earlier in the day, came back strong with a tech fall over Drahos from Williamsburg. Again, 18-3 tech fall in 4 minutes, 29 seconds. So he was kind of on a mission. And then right shortly thereafter, he was up against Fullhart from Decorah, who was the number 3 seed, who was on the backside of the bracket in the consolations. And Fullhart came out victorious there over Whipholm 9-4. So that was the end of his day.
And it was actually fairly close through a good majority of the match.
Yeah, it was. It could have gone either way. They looked. I can remember it was down on mat 1, and it looked. That really looked like he had that. He came in off that match prior, and he dominated with the tech fall, and then looked like he was going to kind of step right into that same mode. And I don't know if he just ran out of gas or what exactly happened there.
And then we'll go to Estuardo Lopez at 113 pounds. Estuardo came out yesterday. He did have a first-round match.
Yes, he did. Lopez for the Cowboys, and he came out on fire. They really got him jacked up and ready to go. Lopez, number 14 seed, up against his opponent, the number 19 seed, and he dominated with a tech fall in 4 minutes, 29 seconds. Estuardo, again, winning that first one, 17-1. So looking real good coming out of that first round. Now, second round, he ran into Mellert from
2A 132, Braxton Hess, Atlantic.
Pull that up real quick.
Real quick, while you're doing that, there was a match down on mat 8, and I didn't get a chance to see who it was. All I know is there was a lot of booing because they waved off the winning points. One wrestler thought he had it won. They waved it off, and he after both coaches came out, and let's just say one of them left very unhappy. And unfortunately, so did the wrestler who thought he had won. And just listening kind of down the row here, too, everybody else is like, oh, he got hosed. So, yeah, it's not supposed to happen, but you have multiple officials there, and that's kind of just the way it went down. And so they're at the 132 in the right now in the consolations. So we're creeping closer to Colin Sesker, and they are now. They just finished up the 285 1A. The final match just finished, so we'll have a 2-minute break before we get to the semifinals for 2A. So that's not going to come.
Lopez, as I was kind of talking there, came into that second match, and he ran into a buzzsaw. Union LaPorte City wrestler Mellert ended up coming out on top 16-1, which dropped Lopez to the backside or the consolation side. Once again, Lopez looked fantastic in that consolation, that first round with a tech fall with a score of 18-2. Again, Lopez wrestling Warnemont, which is a name very synonymous with that Pocahontas area. But, yeah, he came out on top of Warnemont. Let's see where Warnemont was from Kemper Catholic. So that could be related to those folks up there in Pokey. So Lopez came out with a tech fall. And in his next match, once again, ran into Eddyville Blakesburg individual that was a number 6 seed, and he went down and defeated a score of 16-5. So that pretty much ended up Lopez's day and his high school career.
He was hanging his head, and I'm thinking, once again, you had success here, and with the format change, it used to be win 2 before you lose 2. But with the addition of another 8 wrestlers into the mix, going up to that kind of changed the whole thing. You have to win 3 really to get before you lose that 2.
Yes,
so.
And shame on me. I've been saying win 2 before you lose 2. And
but that's what it was for years.
It was a 16-man bracket.
Yeah, and so that changed things. Otherwise, we would have a lot more people on the podium tomorrow night if that was the case.
True confessions that I kept in my head, I thought there was going to be one more round of consolations in 2A today, and I don't know why I had that in my head, but I think in the program it said 1 round of championship and then 2 rounds of consolation. But
well, the program has been a little goofy this year. We've had some like, for instance, Eduardo's first match was supposed to be against John Amos of Clear Lake, and then they changed that, which whatever. I mean, it didn't matter so much. But
we're up in the 132 pound weight classes in the consolation, so we are creeping. All right, 2A. Some positive there as well. We've got the 106 pounders out on the mat, as well as the 113 champion side. 4 mats right out straight in front of us. Granted, we don't have a dog in the hunt, but if there's anybody that we see from any local schools, we'll try to shout them out.
Now, while we're doing that, while we're waiting for that to come up, let's talk about Paxton Redenius, because
absolutely
he had a really good tournament as well.
He with his record and his successes on the season, he came in to the tournament as a number 8 seed, and so that did allow him to get that first round bye, pushing him into that second round. So then in the second round, he ran up against a local foe from Iowa Falls Alden at Gillespie, Zane Gillespie, whom really actually put up a pretty good fight against Redenius. But Redenius did come out on top of that bout with a score of 4-2. That then bumped Redenius ahead to about here in the quarterfinals. And that was a case where Williamson from Van Meter. He was your number 1 seed, undefeated on the season, and he came out with takedown.
I'm going to interrupt you real
Yes.
quick. Colin Sesker up on mat number 1 right now.
Oh, right.
Yeah, they jumped out on that already. So with Cooper Franklin of Alburnett.
We're underway. Both men on their feet. Shot attempt by Sesker. Outside single.
Franklin, potentially dangerous is what the call was. So
that looked like a wizard to me.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Both men back on their feet. We're underway. First period. Sesker for the Clarion Goldfield Dows Cowboys up against Franklin from Alburnett. Dave, you mentioned earlier today, Alburnett was one that we kind of went neck and neck with several years back.
Yes, and I'll tell you what, I do remember a gentleman from over there saying after we had beat them, he's like, thank goodness. And I went, he goes, oh, you have no idea. We go head to head with them all the time. He goes, and they just think they're so good. Like, well, I'm glad we could help. But they did have a few down years, a little lean, but they are back in the hunt again for some titles.
Still no score on the Sesker bout, although Sesker in on an outside single attempt. He's down on the ankle, trying to work his way up to the hips. His opponent literally
kicked him in the face.
He kicked him right in the forehead, which you can use your foot to kick away, but
not make contact with the face.
A full-on kick from left field.
That became
Sesker,
that was MMA.
Give him a bit of aggression there. Comes around the waist. He's going to pick up the 3. So Colin Sesker 3-0 now your score with 5 seconds remaining right there on the edge of the mat, first period. And that's how we're going to end the first period. Sesker up by 3. Coin toss.
Choice is going to be Sesker's. He will take down to start the second.
Cooper Franklin, again, Alburnett, his opponent, comes down to cover. There's the whistle. We're underway. Period 2. Colin Sesker hoping to push his way through between tonight and tomorrow all the way back to 3rd place. That's the goal. Forward pressure by Franklin from Alburnett. Forward pressure trying to chop the near arm of Sesker. Sesker does a nice job of sitting back into his opponent, and he turns away. Thought he might come out and get one, but Franklin does a nice job of spinning around, coming around those hips once again to cover. No points.
Sesker does start to tripod up, though, and now peeling the hands.
There we go. He's going to get the 1. So Sesker now goes up by a score of 4-0 with 1:15 here in period number 2. Shot attempt by Franklin, outside single. Sesker does a nice job of wizarding. Referee's going to stop it, bring them back to their feet. And here we are, both men on their feet. There's the whistle, and we're underway. Again, Sesker leading for the Cowboys by a score of 4-0 with 55 seconds. Shot attempt by Franklin. Good job of blocking off by Sesker. Bit of a scramble now. Sesker down on his hip, but he's got his opponent's toe. He's actually through the groin area. Got his arms locked up. And his opponent's going to pop his head free and going to pick up the 3-point takedown. So again, 4-3 now your score. Sesker leading by 1 with 25 seconds remaining here in period 2.
Sesker once again, though, does get to his feet, trying to kick away. Franklin just kind of hanging down on that ankle.
Now wrestling on mat number 2.
Sesker really does a nice job with scramble situations. Again, once again, comes to his feet, going to get away, get the 1. His opponent in no big hurry to get up off the mat.
That finishes the second period. 6-3 the score. No, is it 5-3? 5-3, sorry.
It's all right. Both men on their feet, center of the mat. Sesker again leading by a score of 5-3, period 3. A little bit of hand fighting going on. Coaches were calling for a potential stall call. Just not a lot of activity going by Franklin. In Franklin from Alburnett School District. Half shot attempt. Sesker comes back with a nice duck under right into a single. If he can just finish here, his opponent going to try to kick once again, but he does come around the waist and he should pick up 3. Yes, he does. So Sesker now going up by a score of 8-3 with 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining here in the third period.
Franklin looked like he was going to haul off and kick him in the face again, but kind of held back a little bit. I think maybe realized that would not be a great.
Might have unleashed the lion.
Or if nothing else, they might have said, "Okay, the first time might have been, but if you do it more than once,
DQ'd."
Yeah.
45 seconds remaining here in this third and final period. Sesker riding tough now.
Class 2A, Dylan Williamson, Van Meter, Rowan Burlington, Notre Dame.
I think they
stopped the match.
They stopped it, yeah. And they didn't even indicate a stalemate. They just stopped the match. But they'll come reset him in the middle. Sesker in the up position still, and Franklin trying to get up and out. But
got a nice spiral ride going.
Yeah, Colin did a great job with just kind of controlling the
You're full of shit.
The hips and everything, and
now wrestling on mat number 5, semifinal at 120. Simon Bettis, Eddyville, Blacksburg, Fremont.
Right now out to the
Bettis, Eddyville, Blacksburg, Fremont.
Sesker is there will be a reversal as Franklin will get out and around, but time is going to expire, and Colin Sesker will come away the victor. So he will wrestle for placement tomorrow morning. He's got a chance to get. He's got a chance to end up in third here at the state wrestling tournament. So one Cowboy on the podium, and another one. Actually, a couple more here getting ready to come up here shortly. Trying to punch their tickets to the finals. We'll
Thomas, Eddyville, Blacksburg, Fremont, now wrestling on mat number 6, the semifinal at 126.
So they're at 126 already. So we will have
Mason Shirk of Wilton, Adrian Petsapon of Clarion Goldfield Down.
mat number 3. Here comes Adrian. He's checked in.
Squaring off on mat number 3, semifinal.
He's got Shirk of
now wrestling on mat number 1. Consolation of 175.
Mason Shirk, I guess is his.
Vanamosa. Blake Mather, West Delaware, Manchester. Antonelli of Vanamosa. Mather, West Delaware, now wrestling on mat number 1. Consolation at 175.
And they shake hands in the middle. We are underway at 126 pounds. As right now, just a little bit of head tapping going on, a little hand fighting. Both wrestlers staying right in the middle. A lot of just kind of circling around. Adrian. No points as of yet. Still, everybody just kind of looking for position. Just trying to figure out an opening, trying to set something up. Adrian does lower his level a little bit. His opponent taking some pretty big steps as he circles around the middle. Adrian kind of staying towards the center of the mat. Neither one has taken a shot yet. They do tie up here, sort of half shot by Shirk, but from Wilton. But as soon as Adrian now in on a single, trying to dump it around, steps across the body, and there is 3, and Adrian will go up 3-0. Adrian Pexapon will take the lead 3-0 over Mason Shirk of Wilton, and Pexapon is going to be with 30 seconds left to go in the first. Shirk does get to his feet. He cuts him loose. 3-1 now the scores. They come work their way back towards the middle and will be back both on their feet. Sure. Fakes I wouldn't even call that a half shot attempt. It was more of a faked shot attempt.
Shirk comes into the tournament this week as the number 1 seed. So Pexpong really, this is kind of like a final right here.
Yes, and that's a lot of people were talking about that yesterday. This should be the state final right here.
That's the end of your first period again. Pexpong going to be leading by a score of 3-1 as we go into period 2.
Shirk is going to defer, and Adrian's going to take the down to start the second.
Two minutes up on the board, and we're underway. There's the whistle. Shirk's trying to put forward pressure, tight waist on Pexpong. Pexpong does a nice job coming to his feet, trying to get it hands peeled, and he's going to pick up the one. So score now goes 4-1 in favor of Adrian Pexpong for the Clarion Goldfield Dows Cowboys. Again, up against Mason Shirk from Wilton, Iowa, number 1 seed coming into today. The tournament. Shot attempt by Pexpong, follow around by Shirk.
They spent a minute and a half of the first period. Neither one took a shot. It was just
Shirk's got Pexpong down on his hip right now. Pexpong doing a nice job of trying to regain his positioning. Sorry, I kind of stepped on you there.
No,
Dave.
you're fine. You're fine.
Shirk trying to come around and improve his position.
Adrian's got a hold of the ankle, though, and they are going to award points, though.
All tied up, knotted up 4-4, 48 seconds remaining, period 2. Oh, we knew this was going to be a good battle, and it's proving to be. Again, Adrian Pexpong in the down position. They're going to
stalemate him and bring him back to the middle. Not that they were all that far away from it, but
Adrian for the Cowboys down in the bottom position, gets set. Shirk comes in and covers. There's a whistle and we're underway. Adrian tries to tripod up. Peeling the hands, going to get away and get the one. So now Pexpong for the Cowboys is going to go up by a score of 5-4. A little bit of head tapping, trying to set up position. Half shot by both wrestlers.
Both wrestlers reacting right away defensively as well.
Very evenly matched, obviously, with a score of 5-4.
Second period ends. Shirk's going to take the down for the last period.
Adrian dropping a leg in. Got Shirk on his hip.
Class 3A, consolation round wrestlers, stand ready.
Looking to try to pick up a few back points. Shirk trying to kick over there. And now does turn into Pexpong, and he's going to get the one for the escape. So it's all knotted up, 5-5 with 1 minute, 25 seconds remaining here in the third period. Both wrestlers lowering their stance, not wanting to do anything too crazy here. Nice shot attempt by Pexpong. Fended off by Shirk. Shirk got the front headlock.
Pexpong able to pop his head out, though, but Shirk then follows that
right
with a
back
shot.
In on a single. Right over on the edge. Pexpong does a nice job, does a forward roll, trying to kick out of that. Now he pops in a real tight whizzer.
Still no. It's still tied up 5-5. Now Linden is over on mat number 5.
I'll try to keep you abreast of that while you keep calling this one, Dave.
All right. Shirk in on a single. They're right on the edge of the mat. And they are going to award the three to Shirk with 5 seconds left. And that is going to be the match. 8-5. Adrian's going to go to the backside.
So close. Lyndon Pexpong on the other mat, Class 2A 132-pounders, up against Spurgeon from Eddyville, Blakesburg, Fremont. No score on that one.
Now wrestling on mat number 7.
That was a heartbreaker there.
Yeah, Mason Shirk.
Adrian going down by a score of 8-5. He'll be wrestling consolations.
Now wrestling on mat number 7 at 190 consolation. Now wrestling on mat number 3, semifinal at 138. Gavin Landers, Denver.
Right now, it's
Landers of Denver. Jones of Union of Fort City.
We have Lyndon Pexapong out there against Gage Spurgeon. Now, Spurgeon, these two have met before, and actually at team duels, at state duels, they met, and there is Spurgeon getting the takedown as he will take a 3-0 lead with 30 seconds left to go in the first. But he has, so they know each other from that one match, but still it was a
team duel.
Yeah, it was a case where I think realistically, Lyndon, these two are very well, I think, very closely matched. And I think Lyndon has a very strong opportunity to win this one, even though he trails right now 3-0 with at the end of the first.
Pexpong right there at the end of the period. Nice sit out, was going for a switch, just ran out of time there. Against some top-seeded, top-ranked wrestlers. This, again, could have easily been tomorrow evening as your championship match. And we're underway, period 2. Pexpong in the top position. He's got Spurgeon sprawled out, and now Spurgeon comes to his feet. He's going to come out and get the one. So Spurgeon now goes by a score of 4-2-0 with 1:45 remaining second period.
But it gets right in there, though. Goes with a collar tie now. Works his way back to the middle.
Nice shot attempt by Pexpong and counter by Spurgeon. I was a little bit close there.
Reaches around the body.
Spurgeon in on a double.
That's probably doing a good job, though, of
got a tight whizzer trying to hip away, and a good whizzer. But right on the edge, he's going to give up the 3. So Pexpong now going down by a score of 7-0 with 50 seconds remaining here in the period. They're going to go off on the edge, back to the middle they come.
144 semifinalists, stand ready.
Back underway. Lyndon in the down position. .44 seconds left. Spurgeon just
25 seconds remaining here in this second period.
Time ticking down in period number 2, but not a lot of action really to report. I mean, Lyndon trying to get his base under him, but Spurgeon just kind of hanging out of the hip with some forward pressure, not giving him much of an opportunity.
Once again, no slouch, Spurgeon from Eddyville, Blakesburg. Like I said earlier, this could easily have been tomorrow night.
Exactly.
I would have preferred it.
I would have too.
7-0 still your score here as we're in underway on this third period. Both men on their feet, center of the mat. A little bit of head tapping going on. 2-on-1 by Pexpong. Trying to get the angle, drop in on a single, but Spurgeon not taking part in that. Both men do a good job of working back to the center of the mat. Again, some hand fighting. Lowering their level. Shucked by Spurgeon. Really didn't lower his level. I thought maybe that'd be a case where you might want to drop in on a single, but
just over a minute left to go in this match.
There's that outside single by Spurgeon. Comes up the waist. He's going to pick up another 3, so your score now goes 10-0 in favor of Spurgeon from Eddyville, Blakesburg.
Real good about getting, once he does get that takedown, about just controlling things from there on. Right now, just stays enough out to the right-hand side so he doesn't get home for stalling, but
down to 25 seconds here in the third period.
So once again, the Cowboys are going to have participants, are going to have wrestlers on the podium tomorrow night, but we have one opportunity left, unfortunately, for somebody to wrestle tomorrow night in the finals, and that will be JT Kelso. He has to win his match here tonight to get to that point. But so Lennon is going to go down by a score of 10-0, and he will wrestle again tomorrow morning to find out where he will be on the podium. And that's...
And after, up until this point, we have moved into position number 5. Wilton, whom we've seen quite a bit today. As a matter of fact, Connor messaged me and said, there's a couple sleepers between West Delaware, Glenwood, Wilton, Alburnett.
Yep.
And they're creeping up. So some of these schools had a good round, or they're having a good round, and we've not had quite the success this afternoon.
On a local wrestler note, Hayden Schaefer from Eagle Grove did go down in defeat. I believe it was 8-3 or what was the final on that. He's still going to be on the podium, but he'll be wrestling for 7th and 8th, I think, tomorrow night. Or, tomorrow morning.
Now, just for point of reference to folks, we got out on the championships, we got 132 and 138 pound weight classes going on. But yet on the outside mats, we've got up in the 190-pound range and the 215 range. So that's exactly what I was going to say. Yep. They're pretty much announcing, tell them 3A to get yourself ready. So we're going to blast right into the Class 3A. So we're still a ways away from JT Kelso on the champion mat. So we'll just try to keep you abreast in the event we see any matches on any of these consolations or in the championship side of any of the boys from around our area that might be still in the fight.
While we're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and thank our sponsors once again. They include Sports Graphics, your number one choice for school branding and athletic facility padding. They are locally owned and operated since 1987. At Sports Graphics, they work with schools of all sizes, as well as universities and professional sports teams. To learn more, visit sportsgraphicsinc.com. I've had them do some things for me. Great work. Every time, boom. And very quick turnaround, by the way. Out of My Mind Designs, Perry Wolter, creating whimsical artwork that brings joy to your home and garden. Established in 1993, located in Des Moines, it's Out of My Mind Designs. Meyer Ag Services, located between Belmont and Clarion. They carry your Pioneer brand products and Titan Pro crop protection products to help you maximize yields in 2026, focusing on delivering reliable service and expert knowledge with that insight will help you to get the most out of each and every acre. Choose Pioneer brand corn and soybeans for genetics that have driven the industry, leading results for over 100 years. At Meyer Ag Services, you get world-class Pioneer brand products combined with unbeatable local knowledge and unwavering focus on helping you to succeed. Give them a call, 319-350-9206. 319-350-9206, and learn how Meyer Ag Service can help you in your operation. Also, Farm Bureau Financial Services with Brad and Jen Traub. Midwest Warehouse Solutions in Goldfield, Tim and Brandy Henniger. At Midwest Warehouse Solutions, they deliver practical engineered warehousing solutions for distribution, industrial, and manufacturing operations, going up beyond just pallet racking and shelving to design fully integrated systems that improve workflow, maximize storage density, and support safe material handling. From initial layout to system design to equipment sales and professional installation, Midwest Warehouse Solution providing start to finish solutions built to perform so you can focus on what matters most, your business. Visit warehouse.solutions.inc.com or warehousesolutionsinc.com, or call 515-635-1555 to learn more. Midwest Warehouse Solutions, sales, service, and installation you can trust. Strong values of integrity and commitment represent First Bank and who they are to their customers. Their customers, they're you, their families, farmers, small business owners who live and work within the communities that they serve. When you succeed, the community succeeds. Let First Bank be the first to serve you. First Bank, Clarion, Goldfield, and Eagle Grove, member FDIC. Uniquely Chic Inspirations with Crystal Engstrom, chic organic photography, specializing in kiddos, seniors, couples, and families. Also, First Citizens Bank. Fuel, coal-fired pizza, sandwiches, salads, appetizers, daily specials, a breakfast selection that is out of this world. And coffee bar. Stop by, check it out. It's Fuel, downtown Clarion. Also, North Iowa Real Estate, Rod Brooks and Bob Powers. Higgy Manufacturing, giving you the confidence to enter the field any day. And Wright County Insurance. Also, Andrew and Katie Odlin. Galt Real Estate, LLC, Jason Boyd. Paradigm Benefits with Bob Powers and Rod Brooks. Prairie Energy Cooperative, and Reed and Brittany Redenius. All of our elite sponsor that have been with us for all of the sports that we've gone through, as far as like football, volleyball, basketball, wrestling, been with us. And some of these folks have been with us for many, many years, as a matter of fact. Plus our postseason broadcast sponsors. I want to thank them as well. Allison Linehan and Amy Bonson, Beth Jackson, Beth Ott, Denise Morgan, Jill Campbell, Judy Kirstein, Judy Thompson-Weir, Kyle Frink, Nancy Jacobs, Sarah Hansen, The Brew, and Tom and Dawn Butler. We'll take a quick breather. We're back with more action right here from the Casey's Center. The State Wrestling Championships. JT Kelso left to go for the Cowboys, and we will find out where he is going to be landing as far as how tomorrow will play out. But that one's still a ways away. We'll keep you up to date. Keep it right here. You won't have audio for just a little bit, okay? It's going to be a little quiet here, but we are going to bring you JT Kelso's match. Just keep us in your ear. There we go. That's what I wanted to say. Back in just a few minutes right here on CGDsports.net. Welcome back to CGDsports.net. Dave Stein along with Jake Johnson. Jake's looking some stuff up right now as far as trying to find out who our consolation side wrestlers will be facing off against. We'll have that information for you here in a minute. Unfortunately, there are times here when the internet moves at the speed of sloth. So, yeah. That being said, we are right now, let's see, Bowden White's out there, 165 for Denver. Of course, he's still undefeated. And we watched Fox from Osage, who, boy, it'd be hard-pressed for him to not be a four-timer, the 33rd four-timer. I think we might see two of them, one in 2A and one in 3A this year with Ross out of Fort Dodge also. So, and that is a huge thing. There's only 32 as of right now, but I think we could add two more to that list. Bowden White now is up, but just up 5-4. And he is wrestling Briggs Collins of West Liberty. Now 6-4 in that match. So, Chris, we also, let's see, we've got Christian Dunning of Clear Lake out there for the Lions. He's got Kaysen Curran of Mount Vernon, and right now Dunning up 10-0. I really do think you're going to see him at the top of the podium at 175. He is just so solid this year. He was a North Central Conference champion. He was also a district champion in our district. Just a solid wrestler. And Bowden White just stuck Collins on his back. He'll get 4 near fall points as the period ends, and he will win. He'll win 13-4 to continue his march towards the top of the podium. So they're announcing the 190s, so we're getting closer to JT Kelso. Just
semi-final class 2A at 190.
190, and then 215. JT Kelso will come out after that. So Dunning wins his match easily, handily. 13-1 is the final in that one. So the Clear Lake Lion wrestler will be wrestling for a championship, state championship tomorrow night in the finals. Pretty excited about that.
Yeah, you got a little bit of an update in regards to our bouts tomorrow. At 126, Adrian Pexpung for the Cowboys is going to be up against Jace Curry from SBL.
Sergeant Bluff-Luton.
Correct, yes. We have not wrestled them here in a while.
No. We used to run into them all the time at the Ames tournament, which we haven't gone to for the last few years, but which also didn't hurt my feelings. What a tournament that was.
They've always been a pretty salty team, kind of up and down, but they're a little bit down currently. But used to run into them at state duels, and they were always right up in that top 5 or 6 in the state. And so now at 132, Hope Hendricks from Humboldt is going to be up on that 6.
Right directly down in front of us, just off to the left a little bit.
Keep an eye on that match. Hendricks right in on a shot from Humboldt. And then also tomorrow, Pexphone 132 is up against Avila from Decorah.
Ah, gotcha.
So that'll be a good one. 2 of your upper-ranked wrestlers wrestling back for 3rd. Well, they've got a few bouts to make their way through to get 3rd, but consolations again come to you. I believe it's 9 o'clock in the morning.
And Colin Susker.
Yes, Sisker, I've got him pulled up right now at the 157-pound weight class. He's going to be up against Hudson Scranton. And Hudson is from Anamosa, Iowa, over kind of by that Cedar Rapids area.
Yep.
Ankeny Centennial, Stony Wood, Indianola. Sodergren, Ankeny Centennial, Wood of Indianola now wrestling on mat number 8.
Down here in front of us, Brody Hendricks from Humboldt wrestling a opponent from Grinnell. No score, first period, with about 30 seconds remaining. Humboldt, I don't know, they have too much going still forward, just the one.
Hendricks is the only one left. Everybody else went out early today, so. And quite honestly, I mean, Hendricks, another one I honestly think you could see at the top of the podium,
Boy, he's looking like the aggressor out there while the scoreboard doesn't show it.
Yeah, his opponent's been backing out a lot. I'm really surprised. Yeah, it depends on the officials. Some of them, boom, they'll throw that stall up there right away, and realistically, it would have been justified in this case, I think, because he kept backing away from him. Not that I'm a big fan of stalling, because that gets a little obnoxious sometimes, but wrapped around the waist, trying to bring his opponent back. They're going to go off the mat again. So Brody Hendricks, Ringler, Josh Ringler is his opponent. Still scoreless in the second period. The official calling down, saying, hey, let's get some action here. Let's get something going on. And Ringler does tripod up and is going to get cut loose for one. And then Hendricks drives him off of the mat, right over towards his coaches. The Humboldt coaches, that is. Hendricks, though, real quick now gets the takedown. He'll take a lead of 3-1. And just over a minute left to go in the second period. Make that 3-2 now with the 1-point escape.
The 190-pound weight class with Hendricks. JT will be coming up here. JT Kelso for the Cowboys at heavyweight. Going to be running up against Egan Fleshman of Alburnett. Fleshman from Alburnett comes in as the number 1 seed. Kelso the number 5.
So in a case like that, you've got a kid that, pretty highly ranked, but for JT, he's just going to have to come out and do what he does best, and that's just wear him down, basically, because that's what he does. He's so good at controlling and just sapping the energy out of his opponent.
I believe he beat a guy last year. It was either last year or earlier in this season. Top-ranked wrestler 1-0.
Now wrestling on mat number 4, semifinal class 2A.
Trying to remember where that was. If it was Battle of Waterloo, I don't
think
remember.
It might have been Battle of Waterloo, because last year when he got out here, he got sick. And I'll tell you what, you want to talk about with all of the stuff that was going around, the how the coaches basically had everybody in bubbles and staying away from each other just to make sure that there was, we didn't pass any sickness around going into state individuals. So there were no get-togethers. There were no hanging out with others. You
stuck with your roommate.
Yeah. And which, worked pretty good because we got everybody down here fairly healthy and everybody got a chance to go out and give it their all. So once again, we have one more match coming up here, and that will be JT Kelso. Right now, Brody Hendricks for Humboldt out there. He leads 4-2.
I think I even see him walking close over on that far side. We've got some 190-pounders, 215-pounders out there. So
He's walking across right
Yep.
now by mat number 3. So my guess is he's going to wrestle on mat number 5.
And he's ready to go. There's no taking off the shirt, no nothing. He's ready to get out there and go.
He comes around and checks in. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The last Cowboy of the night to wrestle, JT Kelso.
Again, Kelso's going to be coming up against Fleshman. Coming into the tournament, Egan Fleshman from Alburnett, your number 1 seed.
Is Fleshman a senior? Should say.
Now wrestling on mat number 5. Semifinal at 285.
This particular,
Alburnett, JT
I'm
Kelso.
not sure if I can bring that information up.
There we go. We're underway. It doesn't matter. The name's very familiar to me, I guess.
Underway, heavyweight bout, 285 pounders here in 2A. JT Kelso for the Cowboys.
Quick update, Brody Hendricks is into the finals. We'll be wrestling tomorrow night for Humboldt. Their only remaining wrestler is a finalist.
No score in the Kelso bout. First period underway. Really not a tremendous amount of activity, just a lot of head tapping and working for hand control.
Now wrestling on mat number 1, 150 pounders. Now wrestling on mat number 6.
50 seconds remaining. Oh,
285.
A little bit of a shuck by Fleshman, and he's going to pick up a 3 takedown over Kelso. Kelso in the down position now, trying to work up to his base, but Fleshman really does a good job of that forward pressure. He's got that near arm, trying to bring it across the back. Actually, looked like he's going to set up a tilt. Not often you see that in that weight.
No, not very often, but once in a while you will.
Oops, disregard that. 10 seconds remaining here in the first period. Kelso trying to tripod up, and that's going to be the end of the first period again. Kelso trailing by a score of 3-0 to Fleshman from Alburnett.
Choice is going to be to Kelso.
Looks like Fleshman's going to be in the down position. Kelso comes in to cover. Second period underway. Fleshman tries to tripod up. Kelso just go ahead. He basically released him. So Fleshman now goes up by a score of 4-0 with 15 seconds into your second period. Over on the next mat over, the other semifinals ends up in a fall 20 seconds into the match.
Fleshman with a collar tie, and now
almost exactly did the same thing, chuck by and dropping in. Both men on their feet, center of the mat. Again, 4-0 your score with 1 minute remaining here in the second period.
it's kind of locking up, and trying that again.
Tell you what, that 2-on-1, I got to give that Fleshman credit. He seems to have success with that 2-on-1, and then a shuck by, dropping in on the hips or down on a single. Kelso kind of getting wise to it. He was able to fend it off that time. Now Kelso actually using that collar tie on the opposite side, I think potentially to do just that, to fend off from that same 10 seconds remaining here, second period.
He's got, JT's been doing pretty good defensively, but he's going to have to get some offense rolling here to get some points on the board.
Well, this kid, someone must have been scouting Kelso because he won't allow Kelso. He's very classic Kelso with that front headlock.
Yep.
Comes around one arm and locks the head up and then just sags. And this kid, every time Kelso goes into that, kid just does a shuck by and opens up that leg of Kelso. 4-0 again, your score as we're in this third and final period. Kelso trailing to Fleshman from Alburnett.
Consolation winner, bet number 8 at 157.
Currently on the championship side, we need to get some points here. Kelso actually got a little out of position there, and Fleshman came in on a single out the back door and going to pick up another 3. 7-0 now your score.
Practically slid through his legs.
He did. Just penetrated through and just came right out the back and around the hips, and there was a 3. One minute remaining here, third and final period, 7-0 your score. Fleshman from Alburnett leading over Kelso for the Cowboys.
Fleshman he just keeps working on that. Now I got to hold the left wrist. It just keeps
working that clock down to about 35 seconds.
Now wrestling on bat number 8, consolation round 3 at 175. Eli Cox, Indianola. Gabe Rubino, Joaquin Northwest. Cox, Indianola. Rubino, Joaquin Northwest. Now wrestling bat number 8, consolation round 3 at 175.
Stall warning is going to be given to Kelso.
Yeah.
9 seconds left. So JT will be heading to the consolation side as well. And he will be wrestling again tomorrow morning. So here's the way we're going to do things, because that is going to wrap up our broadcast today. We are going to, first off, thank sponsors one more time and then let you know what we got going on. Oh, I'm good, but thank you. I feel you. I stopped today and got some of that breath spray, and the lady goes, oh. I said, well, we're broadcasting wrestling. I said, the listeners really do appreciate it if I have fresh breath. When she looked at me like I was insane, and she may be right. I don't know. We want to thank Sports Graphics out of My Mind Designs. Also, Meyer Ag Services. Farm Bureau Financial Services with Brad and Jen Traub, as well as Midwest Warehouse Solutions with Tim and Brandy Henniger. First Bank, locations in Clarion, Goldfield, and Eagle Grove. Member FDIC. Uniquely Chic Inspirations with Crystal Engstrom. Fuel in downtown Clarion. First Citizens Bank. North Iowa Real Estate, Rod Brooks and Bob Powers. Higgy Manufacturing. Wright County Insurance, Andrew and Katie Odland, Galt Real Estate LLC, Jason Boyd, Paradigm Benefits, Bob Powers and Rod Brooks, Prairie Energy Cooperative, Reed and Brittany Redenius, as well as our postseason broadcast sponsors, Allison Linehan, Amy Bounson, Beth Jackson, Beth Ott, Denise Morgan, Jill Campbell, Judy Kirstein, Judy Thompson-Weir, Kyle Frink, Nancy Jacobs, Sarah Hansen, The Brew, and Tom and Dawn Butler, all bringing you wrestling from the Casey Center, the gas station, the convenience store, the no coffee, no donuts place in the middle of Des Moines. 7th place. So the Cowboys have dropped down to 7th place, and the team now not out of the running completely, but it's going to be a real big uphill battle to get back in that top 3. But there will be 4 Cowboys on the podium tomorrow night. However, no finalists. Alburnett moved up to number 2. Yeah. So, and Eddiesville Blakesburg, who's been sitting back there in the 4th, 5th spot for such a long time. Now they moved up to number 1. So, yeah, that's kind of key matches. Got them there. And that is going to, but that's going to wrap up our broadcast today. On behalf of Jake Johnson, myself, it starts at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. I would guess check in at 9, but realistically, they're going to do 1A first, so probably going to be closer to, at the earliest, I would say 9:30 at the earliest, that we would probably have a wrestler on the mat, and I'm going to say probably even closer to 10. So just be aware of that. If anything changes, I will post something on Facebook, but as of right now, we will get things rolling about 9:30 tomorrow morning, 9:30-ish, and we'll kind of take it from there. So thanks a lot. Have a great night, and we will talk to you again tomorrow morning. The final day of the state wrestling tournament comes your way tomorrow right here on CGDsports.net.